I'm doing a happy dance because it's my favorite time of the year. It is the witchy season. It is crawling into fall, and I wanted to share some of the new witchy themed tarot decks that have caught my eye and whisked me away on their magical brooms this Samhain and Halloween season. Hi, everybody. I'm Ethany. Welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new here. And I have done a few videos in the past where I have shared the decks that I'm working with in the Samhain season. But this time around, I wanted to share with you the witchy decks, the themed witchy decks that I have come across that are new to me this year, and I am really excited because I really feel like this time of year, a lot of publishers, like they must sit, I mean, I know they have like long publishing plans. And so every year it seems like every major publishing house is going to kind of got a witchy themed deck. So there are tarot and oracle decks in here, and I'm really looking forward to sharing them with you. And as always, where you can go and get these decks are in the links below. These are all mass market, so they are easy to get if you like what you're seeing. And, I've got my little mug here that says, "Don't be a basic witch." So we're not going to be a basic witch. I have got, of course, this beautiful little jack-o'-lantern full of crystals, because of course we have. So let's go be witchy together and discover these incredible new witchy-themed tarot decks for 2025.
This is the Mystic Psyche Tarot by Emily Balavet, and I'm probably butchering your name. This is from Rockpool Publishing, and this is the most perfect witchy, I don't know, like I love this deck, vibes for autumn. This is new out this year, and I mean, Emily's been doing art in mixed media art for over 30 years, and you can tell, and she actually wrote the guidebook as well. I'm not going to do a walkthrough of this because these are decks that I'm actually working with this season, but you can see here which she talks about the symbolism, the meaning and the reversal, and then some keywords. So you're actually getting quite a bit of information, considering this is the artist who is doing who is writing this, and not necessarily an author and an artist. Some of this deck is a straight out knockout. I do struggle with some of the Pip-esque types of cards in here, but I've been reading with this and it's really, really beautiful. It reminds me of walking through the Met Gala, the Met Gala, like who am I? It reminds me of walking through the Met, like on a crisp autumn day, because I've been very blessed to go to New York before. I didn't go to the Met this time, and let's be clear, I've never, nor would I ever go to the Met Gala. Who do I think I am? Again, I'm blaming the jet lag, but it's so beautiful. But it does remind me of walking into these spaces. Now, some of this is very Pip and some of it is not, but look, I mean, this artwork is so stunning. It's so beautiful. And I love, we've got the houses. So pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? Like the skulls, like, oh, it reminds me of the different temples with the skulls in Rome and in the tombs. Okay, so here we see we kind of enter into the Marseille-ish, but we even have two pentacles, which is kind of wild. One's upside down and one's upright, but we have like a skull back here, and there's just like different, like there's a little bit more going on, and I like that these pentacles really represent, because often the swords are mental. But it's like, this is like saying no matter what you're trying to go towards, it's going to come back, not great. So I've been really enjoying the artwork. There's a lot of the astrology in this. Okay, so here is where we start to get into some of the more pip ones as well. Very Marseille in the way that it's shaped out, but I've been trying, I've been working with it and it hasn't really been stumping me. Yeah, I don't know if it's because there's a little bit more color and depth to go on. But I mean, this would usually really give me pause. But then we have a very, this is very Rider-Waite Smith, and this could have been, it could have been very easily turned into Rider-Waite, but I'm not going to complain, I guess. But look at everything else is so pretty. So what I'm trying to say is very poorly, because the words aren't wording, and I have had when I'm tired, my dyslexia just runs rampant, is that some of these cards are so unbelievably perfect, and other ones I have been kind of struggling a little bit with, but the good definitely outweighs the bad when it comes to the pip-ish decks. But, you know, for people who really like the pips, there's not always a ton out there. So I love that there's something new out there for people who like a more minimalist deck, but there's a little bit more in here for people who, like me, like to have more pictures. Look how beautiful that death card is. But it's been reading really beautifully. The cardstock is, it's okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but Queen of Swords is gorgeous. It is gilded and everything, so it does feel a little bit more special. But here, you could have had some scales. It wouldn't have been very hard to have a coin purse or some hands coming to reach, one dropping and one receiving. But I mean, I'm lucky. I know that the tarot inside out backwards, and I'm not too pressed about it. So not much of this tells me about innocence, but it could be, you know, this could be the yellow brick road. But there are some that are just the most beautiful. So I have been really enjoying working with this. It's really gorgeous. It's very autumn. I'm going to do it again. I apologize. It has been, I should stop trying to use fancy big words when I'm struggling, but it is really pretty. I mean, look at it. So it reads really, really, really great. And I've been thoroughly enjoying this. And I did put this in the Witches themed decks because even Emily talks about where she draws inspiration, and this is well and truly Odin, right? You can even see here that one of the eyes. So there's mythology in here, goddesses, gods, and it's very romantic and that kind of stuff. So I had to put it in here because it's one I've been using and it's very witchy. And Psyche was a famous witch. So that is so cool. For a 5 of Swords, I get that's the clash, you know. And if anyone has heard ram's butt horns or something like that, it is like a crack of thunder. So there are some of these that I really understand in the minimalistic, and the other ones that I'm a little bit whatever. But then you come to something like that and you're like, okay, we can work with that, I guess. But this, again, this looks like a carpet. So I love so many of these, and others I'm a little, but it's so pretty. I would love to hear what you all think because I've really been loving this. Yeah, really been loving it. So this is the Mystic Psyche Tarot, and it's one of my witchy decks for Samhain 2025. Rockfall have been doing such an amazing job lately, I just want to say. So this is the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot. We're going to be getting summer, autumn, winter, spring. So this winter one is a journey through Yule and Imbolg. So it's early, but because this has come out and I'm sure this is going to be very, very popular, I wanted to put this in the video. Everything in here is so beautifully done. This is in order because I haven't worked with it yet, because I will be getting it out. Yeah, this will be coming more around Yule. I will be waiting until we hit December. I'm probably getting it out in December, like December 1st, to help us usher into, because this is a journey through Yule and Imbolg, and it's already very cold here, but the production value of the box as well, I just like, it's so beautifully done. So this is Rockpool. I'm so glad that they did something different with the tarot decks that are coming out now versus just doing the tarot of each one. They're doing them by the season, so you can work with the accompanying oracle decks. And I have all of the seasons of the witch oracle, so I'm not going to go through those because, you know, this is not what we're here for. This is like new stuff. I love this really lovely, I don't know what kind of blue it is, but it's a freaking pretty blue. The backs are gorgeous, and I really love Tiana I'm gonna say it's wrong, Lukovic. I love the artwork, the folk artwork vibe. So I can't wait to see what we get next. I'm gonna probably say spring or summer, depending on how, or even fall, and they could be like moving backwards behind through the wheel to give them time. But I'm sure like the next one will be like the spring fall. So I'm not going to go through all of this deck. I know that there's going to be so many people who have done full walkthroughs. Holy, but she's beautiful. This is very, I do have to say, I was so disappointed with the Agatha All Along tarot deck. This feels like this is just, not this is done by anyone in the same ilk, but it kind of gives me that Agatha, the woods in Agatha All Along vibes, but like the frost moving through here with the two swans. It's so beautiful. And I love that it's the winter wheel, the winter consequences, so justice, the winter hanged man, because it's really central. Oh, that is stunning. Oh my gosh. Stunning. It really centers your practice around the seasons. And even if you have a winter that doesn't have snow, I'm very lucky that we don't get snow every year, but we do. It's at least centering your practice around the season. So I'm not mad about that. So the new moon, midnight. Oh, interesting. So instead of the moon, we have the new moon. Midnight is the full moon. Self-reflection is judgment. Ascending to spring is the world. So we're moving through. I like that because it's all on theme, right? It makes freaking sense. And we can see this blue background as well, which is lovely, this ice blue. Then we have the Ace of Winter Wands and we have the candles. So again, but they're all, it's fully illustrated. Thank goodness. Look at that, trumpeting success through the snow. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. When it comes to the court cards, we have Initiate for the pages, Apprentice, so movement for the knights, Artisan for the queens, and Master for the kings. I love it's the Yule King. It's beautiful. Again, I'm not going to go through. Sorry if you really want to see all of them. I'm sure you can find someone's channel. Oh my goodness. But yeah, super stoked for this to be gorgeous. That's the queen there. This to be out in the world, because I am really going to enjoy working with this, with the Seasons of the Witch cards. But look at that, gorgeous fully illustrated, beautiful artwork, really well done. I love the backs. This is like giving me all of the my perfection of what I love. And then when we go into the meanings, we have information about the actual artwork and then the divinatory meanings. So there we go. There's some prayers here. So you're getting 196. Could they not fit everything in this book? Oh yeah. They probably couldn't fit everything. Although I think this is just like an incentive for the mailing list, but whatever. It's really pretty. I can't wait to see the next one. You know, it was when the Samhain Oracle came out, the Seasons of the Witch Samhain one. I used to have the indie one, but I actually sold it so I could have everything to be the same. I wanted them all to be the same. I was like, I really hope that we get all of them, and it's the same with the tarot. I really hope we get all of them because it'd be a real bummer to not have everything completed. This is my Virgo rising speaking, but this is gorgeous. And although it is winter and we're really looking at more Samhain vibes, this is a new witch deck. I had to share it and it's so beautiful. And even though it's not going on my working space right this second, it's going to go right next to the Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks, which I can see with my eyes right here. I could reach out to it if I just moved over a little bit more. So when the December 1st ticks over, I'm probably going to go pop this in straight away. I have a confession to make. The Magical Hours Tarot is a deck I did not want to like. I did not want to like it. I was really unsure about even getting it, but I kept on seeing it. I kept on seeing it. I ordered it. I canceled it. I ordered it. I canceled it. And I finally got it, and I'm really glad that I did. It is really beautiful. I'm not sure, again, whose idea it was to have like the box and then inside the box, we've already got this clamshell. We have another box. Boxes on boxes on boxes. This is published by US Game Systems, and this is by Fabinia Belmonte and written by Cecilia Natari. But oh, what can I say? It's really beautiful. So this is, I picked this because it really speaks to like timing in magic, and for witches that's a really big deal. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough of this. I'm sure you can find one on YouTube, but there are such good rituals and things like that in here. Like this, for example, I mean, I hate getting up at 5 a.m., but choose 3 activities to do every morning to build your routine. Include yoga, skincare, or breakfast and meditation. So 3 things is a lot for someone who's got ADHD, but 1 thing a day consistently will give you more than, you know, 365 things. But there's like plants in here, twilight. So that it's not exactly as if you're going to get like heaps, although you do have a lot of information. And like again here, so with the lovers, we have peony, and so there is talk about what is in the cards, but the cards are so beautiful. So all of this is shuffled because I have been working with these decks. This is the back, and I did have my reservations because if you know, you know. I'm not going to get into it, but I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle with some stuff, but it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of some of Josephine's work. I think that's her name. Jenna Deglatolia. I just butchered that. But it's really pretty. It's a little different and I love it, like the star, but it's like she's the North Star. It's a little Liz, the Dream Keepers. my brain is not braining, everyone. I have such bad jet lag from New York, but it is really beautiful. Now, a little bit of Danielle Knowles from the Moonchild Tarot. This cardstock is not great. It is like, it is cardboard. And US Game Systems usually does an incredible job, but this was published in partnership with a company called Vivida, Italy, and Balthazar Pagni. So this is a White Stars. Like it's basically like not US Game Systems regular stock. So usually they have got some of the best card stock, but you can see like I have barely used this and this is chipping. It's pretty not the best, but it's so gorgeous. I couldn't say no. It reads so beautifully. Clients have been like the little girl. Clients have been really drawn to this. It's been giving beautiful readings. It makes me feel like those liminal spaces and those twilight areas. It makes me want to get a cup of tea, which I actually have right here, and lean into my practice. I want to put on practical magic. Actually, I might watch that tonight. I'm thinking it makes me want to put on practical magic and or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's weird and wonderful, like the goldfish, but it's dreamlike. This is a deck I know a lot of people are really drawn to. I'm sure lots and lots of people have worked with this. And it is beautiful and weird and ephemeral, and just like, I really enjoy it. The soft colors, it is digital collage for sure. So I don't always love a lot of digital collage decks, but this one looks like it's seamless, like it's been made into a one image. So I really enjoy it. Like the Seven of Pentacles, you know, instead of having the hey-oh, she's got the watering can. But, you know, I still really love that. They're not pentacles though, they're coins, but the Eight of Pentacles, I love that this is like, we're working so hard on our painting that it's coming to life. So you can tell that's a photo of a person. These wands look almost like island, like they make me think of Polynesian art. So I really enjoy this deck, like a lot. And I didn't want to, but look at that. Oh, with the snowbells, I think they're called snowbells. Really gorgeous. It's so beautiful. So again, I didn't want to love this deck. I do. It's been very autumn vibes. Some of these witchy ones have been kind of moving into a little bit more of that winter aspect, but this is very autumnal. No, that's different. Autumn. Also, it makes me want to watch Nosferatu again. Oh my gosh, that movie. Also, Weapons. What a great movie that was too. And again, this is like so Babylonian Ishtar. Like she's not pregnant, but she's got these flowers. It's very different. So I really enjoy this. Obviously, this is very for a specific, I guess, demographic or the look of it. But I would say hello, King of Wands. But it's gorge. I really enjoy it. So look at her. She's so beautiful. So there's not... I do struggle with some of these. Like I would rather it have been a little bit more like the other king, but I mean, there is no two ways denying that that's Taurus. Yeah, it's like this card. This was one of the cards that really made me want to pick it. Like she is beautiful, and the doorway that this person's moving towards, and then this one here, like climbing up. Like that's impossible. Like, have you ever tried to climb a rope ladder? It is so fucking hard. But to do it one-handed while you're trying to do that, like it's an impossible task, right? So what is that telling us about the Seven of Swords? It's like something is happening that is like just not physically feasible. So yeah, it's gorgeous. But it's funny, these are still in order. But I have been really, really, really enjoying this deck. And yes, it's full of pretty people, and honestly, I don't care. It was, like I said, a deck I didn't want to like, I didn't want to love, but I really do, and I don't know what to tell you. Like, look how beautiful that is. So this is the Magical Hours Tarot. I haven't really been using the guidebook. I keep all of my guidebooks. When I have decks that are out in my working space, I keep all of the guidebooks together in a bookshelf that's right next to my desk. And then I put these in my little drawers. So I've got an empty one here. So I've got these little drawers. And so the decks will sit in their reading drawer. And then I should do another tour because I've just moved everything, and then this will sit on the bookshelf near if I do want to grab it for whatever reason, but I rarely do. But this is the Magical Hours Tarot, and it's very witchy, very modern pagan. It even talks about that in the introduction, and it was definitely a witchy pick for this Samhain. This is the Mystical Women's Tarot, a deck of fearless femmes, and this is a French deck that has been published by a publisher called Kernos Press, and I had never seen it before. I saw it in a bookstore while I was traveling, and I got it, and I was so excited, and then I was really disappointed. So we all know how much I really do not like that when it says here, when they're showing just the major arcana, and I was like, please don't be a pip deck, please don't be a pip deck. Oh, guess what? It was a pip deck, but I'm going to show it because I have not seen anyone share this deck, and it is new out this year, and it's probably for somebody, and I'm so disappointed because the major arcana are gorgeous, and I love the artwork. So we have a look here, and it's the Fool isn't actually numbered, it's just down here, so it's alphabet. But then we have the Magician, who is Lilith, the High Priestess Baba Yaga, the Empress, which is Circe, the Emperor. So it's got lots of different information in it. And then these are the titles, I believe, in French. And yeah, or Arcanum, this doesn't feel like, anyway, I'm sure I'm wrong, but I do know that this was a French, publication. So maybe it's the Italian, I don't know. Don't ask me, but I do know when I looked this up, some of this was in French, and so I was really disappointed because, again, this is so beautiful, this deck. But then it's like beginning, anger, violence, hesitation, reflection, talent, intelligence, excess, impatience, and selfishness. I would never put that as the Magician. Violence and anger, this is very much more a oracle deck of a few cards that were put into, I guess, a tarot. Like here, strength, dominance, severity, anger, beyond, intuition, knowledge, impulse, ferocity, initiation, fertility, support, introspection, duality, and passage. So many of those, I'm just like, okay, it is a very odd deck, but I really do love the cards. So then you get into the minor. So lots is given for, we're going to keep going, and then the minor arcana is just sort of like this, and then it's kind of like you go into here, the Two of Cups. You're experiencing rivalry, either romantically or between friends, or perhaps a pair as a group. Leaving too much unsaid can lead to problems. Three Cups, you don't have to stay passive. It's time to take action. Tell the special someone how you feel, or join a group. A friendship or romantics is growing stronger. Four of Cups, like I am so confused, yo. I am so confused. I'm so confused. Eight of Cups, like things are feeling calm. You've achieved balance. Communication with the people in your life is getting easier. I don't know. It's a lot. But when we kind of go into here, it says most of the illustrations, used for this deck originally appear in Les Sorceresses by Cécile, which is, I believe, like French, from the following books. I can see how many there are there. And then it says originally published in French in 2004. So, I don't know. See what I'm saying? No, just wait. So the cards, these beautiful big cards, got pentacles and birds on the back. It's really cool pattern. Gorgeous. And then we have this really lovely, like, aren't they beautiful? They're so stunning. So I was really drawn to the art. Like, that is gorgeous. If I was going to use this deck, I would use it as an oracle deck. There's the Hebrew letter up as well on the top left. But I can't actually get anything from this deck. I thought I would try, you know. I was like, I'll give it a go. Nothing. And I think it's because to me, it doesn't feel like a tarot deck, but isn't it so beautiful? I almost want to just like find the like I would prefer this as just like an illustration or a print on something versus trying to put it into a deck. Like that I love. Like, but so we've chopped the moon off with these like little eyes, but she's gorgeous as well. So look, I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's so stunning. That's Maleficent, Baba Yaga's hut. I really enjoy a lot of this artwork, but I like Hecate, but I just can't. So this is Frida, Alphaba. This is the minor arcana. So we just have, these are the court cards for each one, and they don't change. They're exactly the same. They're just different colors. And then this is, I think, Pentacles. I love the moon faces, but oh, so disappointed, isn't it? So again, we just have, oh no, they're not even the Pentacles. Are they the Cups? I'm so confused. So these are the Wands. So here's the Pentacles. And what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to do with that? And then we got we can't even really see it properly because of the black. It's really disappointing. Yeah, so I was excited and then I was not excited at all. Cups. That must have been swords. The moons? Oh my gosh. I'm so confused. But it's such a shame because it had such potential. But yeah, so if you do see this out in the wild, know that you are getting something that is not, I would not even call this a tarot deck, but I guess they have technically all the elements there of a tarot deck, but it is a schmozzle. And again, I'm really bummed because I was like, oh my gosh, if I found something like really unique, I don't always come across decks that I don't know. And then I was like, oh, but this is the Mystical Women's Tarot, a deck of Fearless Femmes. It is new, it is mass market, so you can get it. So I did want to share it with you all for Samhain 2025. This is the Sacred Witch Tarot by Spell, and this came out this year. There was a Kickstarter for this and I didn't get it. This looks so much like the Haunted Mansion, by the way, that side there. And I think I paid about $30 for this, which is not, I was on the fence with the Kickstarter, so I didn't. But then I went and had a look because I was like, this cardstock is not cute. I went and had a look at one of my other ones, which is the Neotetric Feminine Tarot. And this was also purchased on mass market, so it wasn't the Kickstarter. And the cardstock for this is so much better. It's foiled, which I don't really care about, but the cardstock in this is stunning. And I use this deck a lot in the spring. In the summer, I use this deck a ton. So it was really interesting when I was like, I don't know why. Maybe they were like to make it fairer on people who got it on Kickstarter, but then it was just like, but then why compromise on, could you do something else? Because it's not foiled, it's not, the back's not done. So yeah, it was just a very interesting choice. If someone knows why, can they let me know? Because I am stumped. So this is very much like dark academia, which is kind of old schooly, which is, it's an interesting deck. I don't really, I have to admit, this is not one of my favorites of theirs. I'm giving it a go though. I have been, as you can see, this is not in order. I have been reading with this. Some of it I really, really, really love, and others I really, really struggle. I get what they were trying to do. So it says on the back, you're invited to a realm where mythical creatures like dragons and animal spirits guard ancient wisdom, and witches use their power to maintain harmony between worlds. In Aratas, every plant and breeze carries a touch of magic. This is a land of balance where healing herbs, mystical rituals, and sacred celebrations honor gifts of nature. And so I kind of guess it's trying to live in almost like, you know, some of those weird alchemical illustrations. I mean, I really like the King of Cups. Like, I really like some of these. It's kind of giving that, if that makes sense. And I have a bunch of their other decks. But this is one that I'm not 100% sold on so far, but I'm going to give it a go. Like, it's been reading well. It's just not been something that I've been really drawn to. Like the Nine of Wands I don't get a lot out of, and this one here is like she's stabbed. It's like it's a weird kind of it's a weird deck. I would love to hear if anybody else has been using this, because this feels like it's 4 different types of decks rolled into one. I'm like, is this Lord of the Rings? Is this, it's a very peculiar deck, but it's a witch's deck. It's very themed on that. And again, I really like some of these cards, and I've been enjoying some of the readings, but then some of them I've been like, oh, nope. But I'm going to keep giving it a go throughout the season. It has this like textured feel, if you can see, so it's not, the cards aren't dirty or anything, it's just the filter they put on. But I really like the Magician card. There are some that I really adore. I really like the hanged one. But then it's like this really throws me, and the Skull Cups, they throw me a little bit. Yeah, so it's been a little bit kind of hit or miss for me on this one, but it is one that is available this year. It is available for witchy season. It is mass market, so you can get it pretty easily. Like the Queen of Pentacles for me is so open, you know, and she just looks like a bitch. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would go to her. I don't know if I trust her. Oh, that looks familiar. But yeah, but I really like the Hierophant. It's an interesting one, that is for sure. So, but this is the Sacred Witch Tarot, and between the cardstock being a bit of a, like you've got the cover of this gold, whereas this one is not, but it's, I don't know. I just feel like they could have put the money into that. I don't know. Oh, actually, let's have a look. I'm going to see, because I've got a number of these decks and I wonder if they reuse. So Knight of Wands. I wonder if they reuse the meanings. I've always wondered that. And you know what? We're going to find out together. We're going to find out together. So this is again the Neotetric. Knight of Wands. Courageous, energetic, charming, passionate. I think it's different. I think it's a little different. Maybe not that much. I mean, reverse finances, meaning overconfident about money, wasting funds, financial loss. Overconfidence in money matters, reckless spending, financial missteps. But I mean, like, how many times can you write the same thing? As someone who writes a lot of tarot stuff, I know. But they do a solid job in their guidebooks, right? You're going to get upright and reversed, and you're going to get the love, career, finances section. Again, I feel like I've seen that somewhere before back in the day. But I know I'm not the first to do this. Wasn't the first to do this with the bad bitches at all. But I'm glad it's become something that lots of people are doing. But yeah, this is kind of one that I'm probably not going to be keeping in my collection after this season, unless I have some mind-blowing experiences between now and... Usually I don't swap out my witchy decks until like the new year. But I have been working with it, so it's been an interesting one. And I've been doing the readings with clients, and I haven't been, I guess, like I haven't been choosing specific decks for specific clients. It's like what I have on my reading table is what comes out. So, but it's just been one that I've kind of been having a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus with. So yeah, but I like that there's lots of male witches in here too. So I know that it did very well on its Kickstarter. So that's the Sacred Witch Tarot. The Hedge Witch Tarot is going to be shown a lot on my channel. I think I've already showed it twice. This is by Tudor Beth and illustrations by Angela Reza, and I love these illustrations. I'm just going to quickly show you the box. I've done a full walkthrough of this deck, so I'm not going to go over it again. It has the very faint linen cardstock, but I adore this deck. I think it's so beautiful, and the dot working is gorgeous. So this is new to me, but I have been working with this with clients, and it's not necessarily something that, like, there's no two swords on here. I mean, there's a sword in the earrings and then there's a feather, but it's very untypical Two of Swords. But for whatever reason, this deck has really, really, really been working for me. And I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I do. It is a younger vibe deck, but it's just gorgeous. I actually don't think I would recommend this to anyone who is very new to the tarot. Like Eight of Wands, we usually see wands being in motion, wands moving, and then here we have this very stationary wands, but the only thing that's moving is this sort of vapor. So I get that the spell is moving, but for me that's very not traditional Eight of Wands. But then we have something like this and it feels very Ten of Pentacles to me. So some of it is very Rider-Waite and some of it is not, but it is all witch themed. So the fact that it's called the Hedge Witch Tarot, but there's lots of witches' hats, there's lots of witches in here, and it's very, very beautiful. So it has been reading really, really well. So the clients that I have been reading this deck with have really enjoyed it. What I've been doing with this deck and what I've been finding, oh, it's chipped already. That's okay. I don't mind using my decks. Like, I am not a pristine shuffler. I want my things to look like they're being used. So see this little chip here. Cool, that means I was shuffling and I was using it. I actually love it when you go to a tarot reader and they have like got decks that look like they've been read. Isn't that kind of the point? But what I do with this deck is I'll read Seven of Swords as the meaning that I know this to be. And then say for this Seven of Swords, what I would feel like is that everything is very ungrounded in this. There's no actual ground in sight. There's a big full moon. So we know with the full moon, things can get very intense depending on the type of full moon. I mean, I don't sleep. I know many people find it difficult to sleep. And then I would also talk about the fact that there's like patches and things are being sort of put together on this person's clothing. So maybe they've had to scavenge some of that stuff. And the trees, the tree branches are actually the swords. So everything is very scattered. So that's how I would add that to what I already know about the Seven of Swords. But then, you know, this is a lot of these I can go straight into sort of more classic meaning. But lots of brooms, lots of witches. Yeah, see, this is very un-Queen of Wands of me, like a regular Queen of Wands. The Ace of Swords is in the actual, it's not upright. So there's a lot here that has me kind of going, whoa, this is different, but I like that it's different. So it's been reading really lovely. And it is very beautiful. But like Three of Wands, that doesn't say anything Three of Wands to me visually like the Three of Wands and the Rider-Waite Smith. So I don't know if I would, you know, I would give this to a newbie, but I have been working with it a lot myself and I've been really enjoying it. But this is such a fantastic Nine of Swords, but it's beautiful. So this is the Hedge Witch Tarot. I did mention that the book in my walkthrough, so if we have a look at the cups, talking about the veil, and then we've got the Ace of Cups here. Love, answer, yes, reversed. So we've got this kind of here. So we've got lavender. We talk about the different types of things in here. What is interesting is there's lavender in the cup, but there's also lots of different other things around the cup. So it's like, okay, pink hydrangeas, roses, but I guess I would have talked a little bit about maybe like all three of them. I don't know. And so here it says, on a Friday night, mix in a pestle and mortar, dried or fresh lavender, basil and rose petals, but you've also put the hydrangeas in here. So I'm like, I would have made everything make sense if that makes sense. But I do really, really love the deck, but I have to admit I have rarely been going for the guidebook, and when I have, it's been very, I've been looking at this, kind of like a little bit about the description of the card, but that's just me. Yeah, so I've been finding that I've been going more to the actual cards themselves, but this is definitely a deck that I've been working with for the witches season, and it is a beautiful one, visually just gorgeous. And these mer people for the Cups court I'm in love with, so that's one of my witchy decks that I've been working with this Samhain. This freaking deck, everybody, this freaking deck, the Wild Witch Oracle by Tess Whitehurst and artwork by Tammy Wampler. And I love Tess's writing. This artwork is stunning, and I use this deck. Okay, I'm gonna rewind, Anthony. This is by Blue Angel. Not easy to get sometimes in the Northern Hemisphere. I got this deck while I was also at the Amityville Apothecary, so huge shout out there. 44 cards and 160-page guidebook. I worked with this deck every day while I was doing tarot readings, while I was a guest reader at the Amityville Apothecary. And boom, like I did it with my mediumship readings. I was doing it in general readings, and it was just so freaking on point. Like I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this deck. And look, you get quite a lot of information, but I didn't really even have time to go into the guidebook at all because I was like back to back, guys. I was like back to back. I was usually running late, but the backs are gorgeous. It's that really big size. It's so beautiful, that matte finish. It is so beautiful and perfect. So I was finding here that even if you don't know the witches, for clients who don't necessarily know the witches, the actual key statement at the bottom was dead on every single time. She came up in readings, be independent, and it was like dead on. Like I can't even tell you who that is. She looks like what's her face from the first season of, oh my gosh, what's that one where everyone loses their bananas? Lady Featherton, Bridgerton. But this came up in a reading, and it was just spot on every single time. Spot on every single time. So I love this. This is, as soon as I got home, I've moved this from I've got 2 working oracle decks that I choose to have on my space, and I usually only have those two. I let myself have 2 or 3 for the season, and then I move the others around. So I'll because I work with tarot more than oracle decks, but I move this in straight away. She's so freaking beautiful. The artwork is gorgeous. It does feel like one of those ones where this was a collection of artwork that was turned into an oracle deck, but I don't even care. I don't even give a snot. It is so beautiful. Yeah, it's really, really gorgeous. One of the things I will say is I don't think which I found a little bit strange, was not all of the sacred trees were put in here. So if I was going to be doing an oracle deck, I would have all of the sacred trees, like elder. And not all of the star signs were in here either. So we've already had like this Virgo, Capricorn, but we don't have the rest of, she came up a lot, the take a break. But they're not all in here. So that kind of felt a little weird. I think I would have, I don't know, I would have changed that a little bit if, but like Scorpio, Eagle. So some of it's goddesses, some of it's, unless I like missed that. Are all the zodiacs there? Because I don't think they are, which I feel is like so weird. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got Virgo, a Capricorn, Libra, Scorpio, Aries, and that's it. Like, that is so weird. You know what I mean? I find that weird. And then we also have the older witch. And then there is redwood, oak. There's a few more. I just can't see them here because my brain is not braining. Aspen. So it's kind of strange because there's like some Celtic goddesses, some zodiac. So I would have had all of the zodiac. Yeah, that's just me from a cohesive point of view. But I can tell you right now, the messages of this deck are incredible. So I'm going to just say who cares at this point. And I'm going to keep working with it this season because it is really, really beautiful. And it has really been giving me a lot of great messages. I haven't been tapping into this, which is why I think I don't really overly care about the fact that not all of the zodiac signs are there. Like Mary, Queen of Scots, like all of these historical figures, like they're problematic, right? To say the least. Queen Mab, she's from mythology. But real people are like, they are Anne Boleyn. There's a lot that goes on with this. And yes, you know, we can't always know, but I've just been going with this. I've been coming in, and then if there's anything I've been getting with the rest of the card, but it's basically going straight to the message. And the messages have been spot on. So this is the Wild Witch Oracle, and I have been really, really enjoying working with this, and it has been in my working roster this Samhain 2025. The Memento Mori cards are by Red Wheel, and this is 36 cards that have affirmations. This does not subscribe to any... So it's not a Lenormand deck. It is literally a little oracle deck. And it's so sweet. It's so sweet. So I actually got this from Amityville Apothecary in Amityville in New York while I was there. Just gorgeous. And this is witchy for me because, I mean, I'm a medium and I work with spirit and death and transition a lot, as many of us do. And it's just, I mean, yes, it says Samhain. I mean, I know it's more skeletons. I could probably do just like a skeleton deck with how many like skeleton things I've got. But there was something just about this that really said witchiness. And I mean, for anyone who is a rainbow baby, this is like it's such a hard thing for us mortals and to kind of, us mere mortals, to deal with, which is death. And some of these are really hard like that, but this is really like make your move with like chess. Your body is time. Like, it's just so poignant. And I've been using this for myself. It's a little poker-sized deck, which I really, really love. And it's been delicious. Some of it is a little weird, like reflect on your true face, but I love the borders. Legacy lives on. Who said if you want to be immortal, write a book? I can't remember who said it. Tea first. There's another tea thing. I've literally got my tea right here. It's really sweet. It's just a little mini deck. I think it retails for like $20 here in Canada, or $23 in Canada, and in the US I think it's like 15. And I have been loving doom scrolling. I have been loving this deck. There was a couple of things I wanted to do this year that I didn't get time to do, but this is reminding me that for next year I got to get better at just being focused. But this is really, it's been covering everything so well, and this time of year it's been giving me all of the good vibes, and yeah, very witchy to be dealing with death and beauty and, you know, all those sorts of things. And I just took us all the way through. But it's a gorgeous little deck for Samhain and for Halloween and for the witchy season. And I have really, really loved closing out readings, or even just pulling a card for myself, which has been really fun as I've been diving into those mediumship lessons more and more for myself, and my own stuff with mediumship. It's a long story. I'm not going to get into it on this video, but it's, yeah, I adore this little deck.
So which one of these beauties knocked your striped socks off? Which one blew your witch's hat out of the water? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below, because of course, as always, leaving a little comment or thumbs up of this video really, really helps my channel. It takes 2 seconds. It's absolutely free. Wishing you all of the most magical blessings on your coming week. And let me know too, if you've made it all this way, what deck are you working with this Samhain, and is it witchy themed? And how are you working with it? See you all next time.